Hello everyone, welcome back to the series. It's always nice to see you watching the Git series. In the last section, we saw what are the different playgrounds that are there in the Git. First one is working directory, the second one is staging, and the third one is remote. Today in this series or in this session, we are going to look at the main basic building block concept, that is nothing but branches. So I don't know how Git would operate if there are no branches, right? You can see that a tree has different branches, right? And all these different branches are different to each other. In this series, we are going to learn a very important concept that is nothing but branches. So branches, you can say that this is the main basic building block in the philosophy of Git. GitHub branches are not similar to what tree branches has, right? Or tree branches are. Like tree branches do not resemble to each other, same way Git branches also do not resemble to each other. Why am I saying that? Let's see. So typically when you start working in some big organizations, they will have these types of branches. First one is feature or bug branch. So feature or bug branch is nothing but the branch that you have created to resolve the bug or to work on some new feature. Once you have worked on that feature or you have fixed that bug, that branch is merged into the develop branch, right? After merging it into the develop, the code is then deployed onto the SIT or UAT based upon your project status, and then the code is verified by QAs. Once that is verified by QAs, we have got the sign off from them, then that code is again merged into the main branch. And main branch is nothing but the code which is deployed on the production. Here, instead of main, you can also have master. But typically how this naming strategy works. So whatever code that is deployed on the production, that is stored in the main or master. Whatever development you are doing, that is kept on the develop, and feature branch or bug branch is created for you to work on the features or bugs. So that was all the theoretical part. Let's get to the Visual Studio Code and see these branches in action. By the way, we have got rid of those 1.txt and 2.txt files, and now we have some real code in our Visual Studio Code. This is a white setup. If you are more interested in white, we will get a full course on white React. Anyway, so this is a white project that I have set up, and this is a simple counter which increments your number by 1. So this is our project. It is better than 1.txt and 2.txt. What we also have done is we have pushed all this code onto the develop and main branch, right? Now what has happened is on the SIT or on the UAT, QA engineers have found out that the string that we have written is wrong. So ideally it should have been count is 11. So that is the bug. So now with the help of this branching, we need to get the correct code onto the main and develop. To fix this, first what we'll do is we will create a new branch at our local. Alright, so right now we are on the command line. First we will check what is the status right now. So I'll say git status. Git status is giving me some information like I am on the main branch. One thing is when you start working on some implementation, you shouldn't be doing that on the develop or main. So in that case, what to do? First, you will create a new branch because this is the first ticket that has been raised by the developers, by the testers. So I will name our branch name as count-1. This is the branch that I'm creating, after writing the git checkout dash b count one, that is nothing but the branch name, I'll say enter. Now let's get back to the IDE. Here in the app.jsx, we have written as counts, but that has to be count. So this is the small fix that we are doing for our bug. Now after making the change, what I'm doing, I'll again go back to the CMD. I'll say git status. Now we know that app.jsx has been modified, right? So I'll say git add. Instead of adding its name, I'll say simply dot. Once I've added that file, what is the next command? Correct, git commit. We'll say fix typo error or fix typo bug, right? We have committed that. And then the final thing is to push this code onto the remote. Before that, I'll say git pull. Now git pull will not work. Why? Because we have not set up or we have not mapped our local branch or with the remote branch. I'll explain you that in the upcoming lectures, but now to work this git pull, what I'll have to do is git pull origin develop. Now here also please understand one thing, that we are not pulling the latest code from main. Why? Because main is stable and may not be updated with the latest development. So the latest code is always available on develop. We'll say this git pull origin develop. Nothing new, our branch is up to date. And then the final thing is git push. This git push will also not work. It will tell us that upstream branch is not set up, right? There is no upstream branch. So basically, if we only wanted this git push to work, then we would have entered this git push and the set upstream. So what is step upstream? I'll explain you in the next lecture. But right now, I will say git push origin and the branch name. In our case, that is count one. All right, we have pushed our code onto the remote repository. Let's go on to the remote repository and see what is the status. Now, when we come on the GitHub dashboard, here we can see that count one had some changes pushed onto it. And in the dropdown also, we will now see there is one more branch that has been added. That is nothing but count one. Now, earlier I told you that it is similar to branches on tree, right? So tree branches will never resemble with each other. One branch will have different number of fruits or leaves or flowers than the other. Similarly, the branches that are here on the gate will never be similar to each other. Now the next step to bring this code onto the develop, we will click on compare and pull. On this screen, it will ask me, what do you want to merge? Do you want to merge count one with main, or you can select another branch, right? So here, as per the philosophy, what I'll say, develop, because you cannot directly merge your code into the main without testing it. Once I have selected this, I'll enter a title. Maybe I'll say first branch name. And this is the small title of the fix that I have added. And once you enter all the details, I'll say create pull request. Now when I have raised a request, I can see, because I am only the owner of this repository, I can have the authority to merge that request into the develop. So let's do it. I'll say merge pull request and confirm branch. So whatever fix that we have done is now the part of develop branch. And then the next thing will come, like deploying this code onto the SIT or UAT for QAs to test. Once they verify the code, then a developer is required to raise another pull request to merge these develop changes onto the main branch. And once that merge request is accepted or the pull request is merged, the main code is then deployed onto the production. All right, that was it, guys. We saw how this branching strategy works. The code that is there on the production is the part of main or master branch. Whatever development is going on is a part of develop branch, and the fixes or the bugs that you are working on, that becomes your feature or bug branch. In the next session, we will see what is tag, why they are created, followed by a few more Git commands that are used in day-to-day life. Till then, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you are enjoying the series. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.